Hey puzzle besties, welcome back to my channel, Javy's Puzzle Odyssey. Alright guys, we hit 500 subscribers. Woo! Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to all of you who've been commenting, sharing, watching, giving me feedback, sharing your thoughts, building this community together with me. So special thank you to all of you who have been a part of this journey. Something that just started off as me wanting to do my puzzles and share it with others. You know, I feel like the puzzle community is so big and it's so small at the same time. So many people across the world are doing it. But here, currently where I live and like all of my friends, they're not big puzzlers. So one of the reasons why I started doing the puzzle channel on YouTube was to meet other puzzlers who puzzle like me. And I do have a few friends that do puzzles, but they don't puzzle like me. So it's nice to have a group of people to share these experiences with and share my thoughts and my reviews and everything on this channel. So I'm so happy and grateful for all of you. So thank you. Thank you for being a part of this journey. I appreciate everyone and all the comments and everyone who's been showing love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So with that being said, I promised you all on a poll that I would pick a 1,500 piece puzzle to do, and it is the time. And actually, I already have the puzzle complete. So it is the Ciro Marchetti 1,500 piece puzzle called Flight by Ravensburger. And today's video is going to be a artist review. So I have some insight on the artist. I did some research. I looked up the artist and got a lot of information. So for that voiceover, we will be talking about Ciro Marchetti. I've been calling him Ciro, but after watching a bunch of his interviews with other people, I realized his name is pronounced Ciro Marchetti. So I am super excited to get into this puzzle, guys. I will do a time lapse and I will give my final thoughts at the end. So again, thank you. I'm so freaking excited and happy. I will have more content for you guys and we will be sharing more puzzles, more puzzle brand reviews, more artist reviews, more spin the wheel, more everything. We're gonna have so much fun on this channel. So thank you again. And let's get to the puzzle. Also, sorry for the background noise you might hear. I have my AC on and I cannot turn it off. I live in Philadelphia and it is scorching hot out. We had the last 2 days have been some of the hottest days we've had in a long time. So if you see me a little bit sweaty, it's because it's super hot. We have a AC window unit and it is doing its best, but yeah, it's hot. So if anyone's experiencing this heat, please stay hydrated, stay indoors, stay cool. I'm home with this lighting and I have the AC on and the fans are off right now, but I'm going to turn them back on shortly, but just wanted to give you a heads up. All right, quick little unboxing. This is a Ravensburger, so you guys know it is 1,500 pieces, so I'll give you a quick little close-up. You have the image here. Measurements 31.5 by 23. I believe it fits on this table. If not, I do have a foam cord. Go ahead and dump out the pieces really quick. And we already know Ravensburger quality, so I don't need to touch on that. But it's 1,500 pieces, so you know it's gonna have a lot of puzzle dust. But here we go, guys. 1,500 pieces, first time on the channel. This is not my first time doing one in general, but I love all the bright and beautiful colors. We will go ahead and start sorting and get to puzzling. All right, guys, and then I don't really have a plan. Kind of just gonna sort by colors or sort by sections, like objects, and get like certain things. But that's pretty much it. Maybe sort out this. We will start with the edges, but I'll keep you guys updated as I go along. All right, sort is complete. I just want to show you guys the amount of puzzle dust. It's crazy. My hands are blue. It's out of pocket. But I don't even know what I did here, if I'm being honest. I kind of just sorted by colors and textures. It's just a little bit of everything, y'all. So it's a lot of pieces, but then all the edges. So, okay. Oh, and then look at these pieces, y'all. Can you imagine if this was my first Ravensburger puzzle? I would probably be questioning the quality. And there's actually a few that I let go, but these were the worst ones. So I don't know what that's about. You know, a part of me wants to reach out to the company, but even on the front, they're damaged. There's one that's really bad, like the image is lifted completely. I don't know where I put it at, but when I find it, I'll take a picture and show you guys. But it seems like it was mostly the edge pieces. Like there's a bunch more. I just didn't want to pull them all out, but yeah. All right, the edge is sort of complete. I'm missing one little edge. Just one, but everything else is complete. I've been chilling. Shout out to Prideful Scents. I've been burning this cotton candy candle and it's like almost done, but I love it. And it's so huge for a 1,500 piece. I'm happy it fits on the board, so I don't need to stress about it not fitting on here. And there is like a little wiggle room I can use to put some pieces on the edge. But I'm excited, guys. All right, guys. First of all, I just want to say, wow, we made it to 500 subscribers. I can't thank you guys enough. But in today's videos, we're going to be diving into the deep mind and world of one of the most imaginative artists in the puzzle universe, Ciro Marchetti. If you ever pieced together one of his dazzling detail puzzles, you've probably been transported to a realm of fantasy, steampunk, celestial magic, or whimsical storytelling. Like this puzzle, I just came up with a bunch of scenarios myself in my head, like what was going on in the image. But today we're going to learn about the man behind the mystical masterpieces, what inspires him, and how did his artwork find its way onto some of your favorite Jigsaw puzzles. So, who is Ciro Marchetti? Ciro Marchetti is a digital illustrator and a fine artist originally from the UK. He was born in Italy but grew up in England, where he developed a love for drawing, storytelling, creative design at an early age. Later, he attended Croydon College in the Art of London, a place known for nurturing creative thinkers. But Ciro didn't stop there. His path took him around the world, from Europe to South America, and then eventually the United States. Yes, here in the United States. And I believe when I was looking up where he lived, I want to say it was in Florida, Miami. But before fully dedicating himself to illustration, Ciro worked in graphic design and advertising industry for over 25 years. He even co-founded a successful design firm based in Miami, Florida, but eventually the corporate world gave way to his passion for personal artistic expression. That's when things really started to get magical. And let's talk about some of the inspiration behind his art. So, what inspires him? His work is often described as a blend of fantasy, science fiction, steampunk, with a hint of Renaissance flair. He draws influence from mythology, tarot symbolism, celestial themes, and even Victorian era machinery, all fused with modern digital twists. Like this image, guys. Ciro pieces often feature ornate architecture, magical creatures, airship, regal characters, and dreamy landscapes that seem to tell story without a single word. He once described his creative process as starting with a whisper of an idea, a visual, a daydream, and letting it evolve layer by layer. He typically begins with a sketch, then builds the artwork digitally using tools like Photoshop to bring those ideas to life with vibrant color and incredible detail. And I find that with a lot of artists who do jigsaw puzzles, use Photoshop and tools like that. Every puzzle you've done from him, that's a portal into his mind and the stories he wants to explore piece by piece. He got into jigsaw puzzle art. Ciro's entry into the jigsaw puzzle world started as many artist collaborations do, through licensing. Once his digital artwork began to gain popularity online, puzzle manufacturers quickly saw the potential in his highly detailed, colorful, and thematic illustrations. His first collaboration were with the companies like Buffalo Games, Seiko, and Masterpieces, among others. These companies licensed his image work and sometimes even commissioned original pieces specifically designed to work as puzzles. One thing that makes Ciro's work especially suited for puzzles is the use of complex visual elements, intricate borders, layered textures, multiple scenes, and vivid contrast. All of that makes his puzzles both challenging and a feast for the eyes. And guys, like, this puzzle was a bit of a challenge. Let me just tell you real quick. It was a slow start, but once I got a little more than halfway done, it picked up pretty fast. But Ciro has said that he enjoys the idea of people interacting with his art, not just by looking at it, but physically building it. It transforms the viewer into a participant into his art. Yeah, guys, I love that. I sat down and did this puzzle and came up with a bunch of scenarios of what could possibly be going on in the image. And that's kind of like the first time I've really done that for a puzzle, so I'll tell you what I came up with towards the end. But let's talk about his collaborations and iconic work. So over the years, Ciro has worked with some of the biggest names in the puzzle world. His collaborations included Buffalo Games, where he created some of his most popular fantasy puzzles like Dreamscape, Kingdom of the Wind, The Alchemist's Garden. He also worked with Masterpieces, which often feature his steampunk-inspired work. Hodgson in New Zealand, which introduced his art to the Australianism market. I haven't tried Hodgson. I would love to get a hold of that brand. He also worked with Ravensburger. This one's a Ravensburger. Cobble Hill, and even created an entire collection of themed puzzles such as astrological signs, mythical creatures, and tarot-inspired pieces. Many of these puzzles have become collectors' favorites, and not just because they're beautiful, but because they offer unique, immersive experience. And I will say this one totally does that for me. For instance, his puzzle fairy tale Fantasia includes a dozen of hidden characters from different stories, all merged into a single visual tapestry. Every time you build it, you might spot something new. Guys, I can't tell you how much fun I had putting this one together. I was really, really, really impressed with the artwork. So if you guys put this one together, let me know. I wanted to share some fun facts about Ciro. And one I mentioned earlier, he's a tarot deck creator. Ciro has designed several widely respected tarot decks, including the Gilded Tarot Legacy of the Divine Tarot and Tarot Grand Lux. I hope I'm saying that right. I know a lot of people say tarot or tarot. But the decks are used by tarot readers worldwide and often praised for their rich symbolism and stunning visuals. Another fun fact, he is self-taught in digital art. Even with formal art training, Ciro is mostly self-taught in digital illustration. He transitioned into digital painting on his own, mastering the software and tools through experimentation and lots of practice. You guys know how I feel about self-taught. I am self-taught with a lot of things I do. So I found that very interesting. Also, he's won multiple awards. Ciro received numerous accolades and illustration works, including awards for Corel Corporation, an international design organization. His work has also been featured in galleries and exhibitions. Currently, he lives and works in Florida. Though originally from Europe, Ciro has lived for many years in Florida, where he continues to work from his home studio. He enjoys the peaceful environment, which gives him the space to imagine his intricate worlds. And for his last fun fact, he's also an author. Ciro wrote and illustrated a digital storybook called The Legacy of the Divine Tarot, which blends storytelling, fantasy, and visual art into a unique reading experience. Just one more way he brings his imagination to life. So I love that. I'll have to look up the book. I don't know if I have time to read books between school and puzzling and full-time job. While editing these videos, I don't know if I can squeeze in some books, but I used to read a lot of books, and I did have like a small mini book collection. I eventually transitioned to ebooks, but let me know if you guys read any books. I like to hear about that, if that's another hobby you do while puzzling. I like podcasts now, and maybe I can get a book that can be read to me while I puzzle. I think that's a good idea. I can probably do that, but let me know in the comments, guys. But just to close out, Ciro Marchetti artwork is more than just a beautiful image. It's a journey. Whether you're puzzling one of his majestic castles or navigating a sky filled with hot air balloons and mechanical wonders, every puzzle is an experience crafted with purpose, passion, and imagination. So, the next time you start one of his puzzles, take a moment to appreciate it, not just the image, but the world he's invited you to. Guys, I want to tell you about what I came up with for this puzzle. There's like a flying fish at the top of the puzzle. There's parrots flying. There's like an eagle to the right side of the puzzle. There was a lot of stuff going on, and I really just came up with a bunch of possible scenarios that could have been. One, I said to myself, this image to me seems like a celebration. It seems like a parade that's happening in the sky, and everyone's celebrating this in this fantasy world every year, that an achievement or a battle that was won, or just something that comes around once a year, and it's just a beautiful image. I really enjoyed it. Before I leave you guys with the rest of this time lapse, I also wanted to walk you through the process I took. Sorting alone took about an hour and 15 minutes. Putting the border alone took about 35 minutes. You know, it was very distinct, like clear way of putting the borders together. Like the top was obviously the sky, the bottom was like the floral pattern at the bottom. I did take, I want to say maybe around 12 to 15 hours altogether or less. I'm not sure. I didn't really count myself. I don't really like track whenever I'm running a puzzle and I'm not speed puzzling because I feel like I'm putting pressure on myself when I do that. But let me know in the comments if you guys would like for me to start timing myself. If you guys would like to know how long I take with, you know, my casual puzzling. I don't really time myself, but I'm happy to put it on and like put it to the side somewhere. And when I'm done, just check the timer. Hopefully I can keep track of it. But I did, I did say this was a very slow start for this puzzle. I honestly thought the sky was going to be the easiest part because the colors are so distinct compared to the rest of the puzzle, but it wasn't. I did start with the sky, but it was a pretty tough challenge. And I think anytime I start a 1500, anything 1500 and above, I get intimidated right away, especially when I put the frame up first. And I'm just like, oh, this is so big. Where do I start? How do I start? Guys, just sort. Make sure you sort if you're able to. I know it's not like the most fun thing to do, but you sort out the textures, you sort out any patterns, and even if you're not going to put the edge together, that's fine. Take the edge pieces out, eliminate those pieces. Remember, doing a jigsaw puzzle is process of elimination. You take out what you don't need or what you need, and then you use it. So all the light colors obviously was the easiest for me. What was very tricky about this puzzle for some reason was the flags. There were a lot of the same color flags across, not the flags. What is it called? The the sails, right? The sails. And then the mast is holding up the sails or whatever. So that part was tricky, and what was really tricky was the actual ship. Putting the ship together, I don't know, those patterns and those little bit of details was very tricky. I struggle so much. But once I got it going, I got it going. So if I have to give any advice on putting together a giant puzzle, not a giant puzzle, but a 1500 piece puzzle, don't get discouraged if you're not moving fast enough. Remember, the process doesn't need to be fast. You can take your time and enjoy the process. I really enjoyed all the fine artwork on here, all the fine detail, looking at each pieces, trying to figure out what goes where. There's no rush, there's no race. Just take your time. I didn't think I was gonna have this puzzle done fast enough before I hit the 500 mark, so I started it early. I kind of took a break at some point because I was kind of overwhelmed, but I kept reminding myself it's not a race. It's okay. Like, take your time with the puzzle. And all the details that came with it was just so magical. This puzzle really transported me to a magical place. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Harry Potter, or it kind of really reminded me of The Legend of Zelda. If you guys ever played it, it is like a mystical game with a lot of creatures, similar like style. So I really, really, really enjoyed this image. I have a few Ciro Marchetti puzzles, so definitely was inspired doing this puzzle. He is an amazing artist. He does an amazing job, and he is very well known, well respected artist in the industry, and has been on so many puzzles that you guys probably seen, and you guys probably own a Ciro Marchetti. before I got this flight puzzle, before I got into doing the artist reviews, I didn't really look at the artists too much on the boxes, but now that's something I pay close attention to. So if you are ever curious about the artist on the box, if you look, you might find a puzzle with him on it. But that is it for this voiceover. I will let you guys enjoy the rest of this time lapse, and I will see you at the end for my final thoughts. All right, guys, the puzzle is complete. It's been completed, as I told you in the intro, but I wanted to share my final thoughts on the puzzle, on the artwork, and the difficulty. So 10 out of 10 for this puzzle on enjoyment. I really enjoyed this puzzle. We know the Ravensburger quality is always known to be good. There was some slight damages, as I shared with you guys throughout the time lapse, and even just me picking up a random edge piece, you can see there was some damage on it. And honestly, the quality of the puzzle felt a little off compared to your typical Ravensburger, but I feel like it's a one-off. I feel like you have a one-off with every puzzle company. You're always gonna find something every once in a while wrong with the puzzle pieces and the quality. But overall, the basic quality of the puzzle was fine. I didn't have no trouble with puzzling. Everything worked out perfectly fine. So we know that Ravensburger are a good, well-known, respected company to get puzzles from. Now, the difficulty. Difficulty was up there. I haven't did a 1,500 piece puzzle in a while. The last 1,500 piece puzzle I did was actually a challenging one, and it was this Mickey Mouse or Disney Classics 2. I did this, I want to say a few months ago, sometime in the winter last year, maybe around like November or December or something. I can't remember. I didn't film it. It was one of the puzzles I did when I started the channel. I didn't film it because it was something I was doing on the side. So, and I kind of wanted to save a 1,500 piece for a special moment like this one. So the challenge on this puzzle was very challenging. So there was a lot of colors alike across the image, similar colors across. What I did find easy was the defined lines in the images and the textures. There was a lot of different textures throughout the puzzle, so I was able to separate things by textures after I did the initial sort. When I did the initial sort, I kind of just sorted everything by colors, patterns, textures, etc. So once I started actually puzzling, I started to kind of continue to sort. So I was kind of sorting as I go, essentially. It is what ended up happening, and it was very necessary. But the colors were nice, bright, vibrant, beautiful. His art is beautiful. Everything that he makes art-wise is beautiful. As I share in the time lapse, he does artwork for tarot cards, which the style is similar to this style, but beautiful, 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 beautiful. I enjoyed this image, and I will definitely do more Ciro Marchetti puzzles in the future. I think I have a few, actually. I have a 1,000 piece one. I forget what it's called. I want to say the Alchemist Bedroom or something. I don't know. It's somewhere upstairs. But I can let you guys know in the description what the puzzle's called. I can't remember, but I have that one. And I'm looking forward to doing more. Definitely a challenge. I will say this puzzle, the difficulty was up there. Now, I did think I was gonna take longer than I actually took doing the puzzle. I spent a lot of time doing it. I wanna say I spent over 12 hours. Yes, well, when I initially started with just the edge, I immediately got overwhelmed because it's such a big frame to fill out. So I did start with the sky and kind of worked my way all around the puzzle, as you saw in the time lapse. But definitely a great puzzle, and I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. But I want you guys to let me know in the comments, have you done any Ciro Marchetti puzzles, and which one have you done? Did you get to do this one? Well, speaking of this one, I actually want to do a giveaway. So if you let me know in the comments if you're interested in the giveaway, I will put you on a wheel randomizer. All you have to do is let me know in the comments if you're interested in the giveaway. So you can just say giveaway in the comments, and that works. I'm also going to include a 8-ounce candle of your choice. So you will have to go to our website, pridefulscents.com, and take a look at the list of scents we have. We have a list under the Create Your Own, which is on like the home page. Now, and once you're in Create Your Own, you can look at all the scents. I was gonna say puzzles, all the scents in the list, and we are going to be sending you a puzzle and a free candle. So right now, this is only for the US. I don't know what the shipping is like. International shipping right now is probably not the best idea, especially like with the tariffs. But in the future, that could change with future giveaways. Right now, I just don't know if it's feasible for me. So this will only be for the US. So sorry to anyone who is not from the US. I'll think of something else for you guys that I can do virtually. But let me know in the comments what you thought. Well, guys, again, big thank you. I'm so grateful and so happy to have you all here, part of the community. And I am excited. I have a lot more videos planned out for you guys. I am going to try my best to stick to 2 videos a week. We have Wednesday video, which will be usually more of a casual video. And then Friday's video, which will be an artist review or a review or whatever. I'm hoping those days work. I do feel like they're kind of weird, like one on Wednesday, one on Friday. But it's kind of what works for me. But let me know if there's like a preferred time that you guys would like to release, like to have videos released to you guys. I know some of you guys are overseas in different countries, so I kind of forget like what the time is like. But if these release dates work for you guys, we can leave them like that. But let me know in the comments. I would like some feedback. I love getting feedback from you guys, so keep me posted. That is it for today, guys. Again, thank you. Welcome to all my new subscribers. If you're new here and you made it this far, drop a comment. I would love to say hi and see who you are. Let me know what you're puzzling right now. I would love to hear about what you're puzzling. So that is it. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye. 500. All right, guys. Bye. Let's do a little pickup challenge. Do a little pickup challenge for you guys. 1,500 pieces. Will it stand to the challenge? Let's see. You know, it's a Ravensburger, for goodness sake, but guys, I love it. I love it. I kind of don't want to give it away, but I want to give it away because you guys have been amazing. I wish I could give you all something, but then I won't have any money for puzzles. I'm just kidding. But I really enjoyed this, guys. So let me know in the comments. All right, bye for real this time.